I don't think they actually know how they're going to end this. I don't think they have an ending. I think that they are making this up as they go along, and I think that they're trying to change and rewrite the ending based on what they think audiences might like the most. And I think they painted themselves into a corner. I think we've got a situation like Lost or any of those TV series where they had a great what-if premise, but they didn't know how to end it, and then the ending just completely falls off. The difference is this isn't even a good what-if scenario. This is just rubbish. But I bet you that part 3 is going to end sort of like Kingdom Hearts or any of the Kingdom Hearts games, where it's just a bunch of open-ended shit, a bunch of to be continued, and it could be 3 different things. You choose the ending. But at the same time, they're not going to commit to anything. Because I think with Rebirth, people have been arguing this about the ending of that. Whatever you try to pin it down to, there's something that kind of debunks it. I think that's deliberately intentional, because if you can't pin down exactly what happened, then that makes it harder to criticize. If it could be anything, then that can always be used to deflect criticism. And they're already doing this. You say, like, I hate that they're doing multiverse shit for FF7. People are like, well, they're not. It's not a multiverse. They're live stream memories. It's a live stream echo. Even though conceptually and narratively it functions exactly the same as a multiverse or a parallel universe. This is some bullshit they're saying. It's even down to like just the very name of remake. You know, if you're like, oh man, like that wasn't a good remake at all. It's like, it's not a remake, it's a sequel. Sephiroth's remaking the world, the story for his own means. It's like, well then it's not a remake then, and that sucks. And then they'll be like, it actually is a remake. Just look up the definition of remake. A remake doesn't have to, do the same thing. You know what I mean? If you hate it for being a bad remake, they call it a sequel. If you hate it for being a bad sequel, they call it a remake. The goalposts defending this absolute dog shit change endlessly, and it's just, you're fucked. So my predictions for part 3 is that they're probably not even going to give us a definite ending at all, because if they do, then you can criticize it. It's just going to be a bunch of open-ended Kingdom Hearts shit with to-be-continued stuff. Sephiroth is probably going to turn out to be a good guy who is misunderstood all along. He'll team up with you guys, and then Cloud and Sephiroth will probably do a double Hadouken against Genova, and then Barret will say to Sephiroth, you know what? You alright. And then Sephiroth will fly off to other planets, and then he'll have his own DLC spin-off games in space. I think that's what's going to happen, alright? I think it's going to be that bad. Oh, and then Emerald Weapon and Ruby Weapon will probably be paid DLC, and they'll probably do a Kingsglaive style movie. You have to watch that to get the rest of the story. They'll probably also make some like manga or anime you got to watch to get the rest of it, and lastly, you have to play some card game on a console that's not available in your region. That's what I think is going to happen at the end of part 3. That's my predictions. Let's see how this ages. Oh, and lastly, they're going to use Multiverse Magic to give Aeris and Zack a happy ending, which basically negates the meaning and the significance of both their sacrifices and deaths. So, yeah. Then Aeris and Zack are gonna kiss, and that will make me feel happy because I love Aeris and Zack is my friend. Wouldn't be funny if Cloud and Sephiroth... You know what? I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to about part 3. What new 3-minute musical numbers are they gonna come up with? You know it's gonna be there. You know it's gonna be there. Remake gave us 1. Rebirth gave us 2. Part 3 is gonna have 3. It's gonna have 3-minute musical numbers. It's gonna have some Bollywood dance numbers, and I cannot wait. And then you know what else I can't wait for? Red 13 speaking with his real voice for the entire game.
We're really gonna miss you, Red.
Oh, don't say that. You're only making this harder.
Actually, no, I've got another prediction. A friend and I were talking about this. I'm wondering if Square realizes how badly they fucked up with Red 13's real voice, and they're going to have him invent a new voice in part 3 so he doesn't sound like that. No one, if Red 13 is like, oh geez guys, I'm nervous. If he's like that for all of part 3, it's just everyone knows it's going to be dog shit. I bet you they're going to do something like, no, now that Aeris is gone, I no longer feel comfortable to show my real self. I will use this voice until she's, well, yes, that's the reason. This is how I'll speak from part 3 from now on. I bet they're gonna do some damage control horse shit, and the defenders are going to be like, see, in the lore, it's lore accurate. No, it's not. It's fucking damage control. That said, I really want Red 13 to speak in his real voice for all of part 3, because that will be funnier for me to point and laugh at.
Everyone's a winner.
What do I think the premise of FF17 will be? Probably them realizing that if they screw this up, that might be the last Final Fantasy that ever gets made. That. When Aerith died, Nanaki died. Only Red 13 remains. It's gonna be some bullshit like that, Adam. How would I rate Remake and Rebirth out of 10, Dio? I mean, objectively, probably like a 6 out of 10. If you're going just for like graphics and, you know, functionality, combat and stuff. And appalling, you know, obviously brought down by a ton of other things, like its appalling story and all that. But in terms of my personal review of FF7 Remake and Rebirth, probably 0 out of 10. No, sorry, that's a bit unfair to the number 0. I would give it minus several million out of 10, because Rebirth is the only game I wish I had never played. It's like offensive what it has done to FF7's story. Like, the absolute tomfoolery that has gone on with Remake and Rebirth, the worst thing about all of it is it has made me question the original FF7 itself. It's made me wonder how much of this really was all planned out, all just as planned. How much of this was deeply intentional? Or was it really just a happy accident? Is it really the 1,000, you know, what is it, the 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 typewriters, given the age of the universe, will eventually write the works of Shakespeare? Was that what it was? Was it just like the deranged geniuses who work at Square, when they put all their skills into the blender, just somehow came out with FF7? Was it just a happy accident? I really hate that the remakes are so bad, and they're worked on by the same people, same producer or director, character designer, and writer. Were they ever just really lucky hacks to begin with? Or was it that without Sakaguchi, who was able to rein them in and sort of like focus them into a coherent whole, without him you don't have FF? I would like to think that they are good at their jobs when they stick in their fields, and when they've got a guy like him to be like, let's use just that much of your idea, and that much of your idea. Let's not use all of it. And that at the end of the day is the worst thing about FF7 Remake and Rebirth, is that it has tarnished the memory of the original FF7. It's blemished its legacy. It's ruined the conversation around it. You know, it's altered the perspective of the OG. And it's worse in that regard than when its defenders just simply try to gaslight you and say, oh, the OG FF7, it was just as ridiculous and embarrassing and cringe as the modern one, as the remakes. No, it wasn't. No one in 1997 said, bro, you gotta play Final Fantasy VII. It's cringe. No one said, bro, you gotta play FF7, man. It's embarrassing. No one said this. No one said this. It's a fucking retcon. And the fact that there are people who try to rewrite history in order to defend this abomination, this Frankenstein of a game, it's dreadful, man. It's horrible. It's almost like cultural vandalism, you could say. FF7 Rebirth is like watching someone throw clown paint on the Mona Lisa while a crazed mob acts like it's an improvement. It's like sitting there taking crazy pills. It's like being the kid in The Emperor Has No Clothes and being the only one who realizes that the guy's just completely naked.